Hi there everybody, it's good to be with you again. It's always a pleasure. Just sitting here doing a review for you guys, and today we're going to be taking a look at not one but two devices that I have in my hand here, right here. Same people who has given us the small and tiny DNA40 device called the Macro. You got it. So thanks very much SBody for setting me up, sending these to me. Really appreciate your gesture and support as well. Alright guys, so what are we looking at? We're going to be checking out the Nuke DNA200 and also the Malvinas starter kit by SBody. The Nuke DNA200, this is powered by an Evolv DNA chipboard and fires up to 200 watts using a built-in LG 900 mAh lithium polymer battery. Okay, looks wise, feels really great, nice, and the fact that SBody has designed this device to mimic the human grasp. It's like when you're grasping onto something, this is how it feels like. Really nice and comfortable. And the fact that they've also rounded off the edges so that it doesn't cut into the palms of your hands. Okay, looks wise, it's kind of classy with those accent lines on the body. Gives it that signature look that when somebody spots it, you know for a fact that that's a Nuke DNA200 device. Okay, nice clicky buttons that they've come up with. I really love it. I've been testing this device for a while now and it works flawlessly for a fact that in there's an Evolv DNA200, it'll work. Okay, tell you what, talking about a DNA200 chipset, I'm not going to go into the settings today because we all know how it works, and the fact that we've got another device to check out as well. We're going to try and save time. I mean, one DNA200 is the same as the rest. They all work the same. Okay, after which we're going to be also checking out something called the Malvinas starter kit that I have here. Okay, it's a small dinky little device with a very unique shape. It's not like your rectangular box mods, it's triangular, okay, and it's small, it's tiny. And the fact that it's called a starter kit, or rather, SBody calls it the Malvinas Kit. I suppose it's good for not only new vapors, also experienced vapors might find this very nice to use, because if you're someone who wants something simple, no nonsense, and you like a bit of a tight draw, does what it's supposed to do, which is to keep us off the stinkies, this is perfect. Okay, it's super easy to use. Let me just show you the tank. It also comes with a tank, or I'd rather term it as a claramizer as well, because it doesn't include an RBA section. Okay, so comes with a tank like that, and it only fires in power mode up to 20 watt. There's no temperature control for you or anything like that. So if you're talking about 20 watts, you're looking at a bill of about 1.2, somewhere between 1 to 1.5 ohms. That would be the sweet spot. Okay, so like I said, it's for somebody who wants something simple, as long as you just want to have to vape, nice to carry around because it's small and dinky. That would be perfect. All for new vapors as well, if they want something discreet and they want to keep away from cigarettes. That will be absolutely fantastic. I hate the word cigarettes. It is a very simple device. It is that simple. Tell you what, let's dive into the close-ups. Let's have a look at both these devices, get a good look at it, come back, we'll chat some more, we'll vape on it, and I'll leave you with my thoughts. Cheers. The first device that we're going to be checking out will be the Nuke DNA200. This is the box that it comes in. Nice and classy box, very well presented. It's got a nice shiny surface on top. In fact, it's got that wood grain all over, and it's in gray, and you have the word SBody there in silver, kind of reflective, adding a touch of class to it, and it says here the future today. On the side here, Nuke DNA200, the QR code here, and also their website as well. Nothing over on this side. Certification logos right here, and underneath the box you've got contents of the box telling you what's inside, caution notes, and also designed and produced by SBody, their address in China, in Mandarin, and also a couple of phone numbers, and together with their website address at the bottom there. It's got a magnetic flap at the side here. Once you lift it open, you have your device right in there. A little tug ribbon at the side here. Just tug and the whole thing comes off. You've got a little cardboard cover here, and that opens up to your instruction guide and also your micro USB charge cable. You'll be using this to charge your device, and also if you want to do self-customization, you are going to need this to plug it into the device and also to your computer using Windows to do the eScribe software. All right, but putting this aside, we're going to check out the instruction manual, which comes in 2 languages, English and also in Mandarin on the flip side. And it tells you basically about, you know, what's in the box, basic specifications, some graphics here of the device itself, front view, bottom view, and all that, and some pictures over on this side showing you how to remove and replace the battery. In the future, you want to remove and replace your battery, just follow these steps. Some basic settings right here that you can follow, the menu settings, very basic, and also it tells you of all the safety features, warning messages and things like that, explaining what they mean, return policy and warranty and things like that. Very brief kind of, you know, instruction guide, but gets you by. You've got a QR code at the back right here, and that's your instruction manual. Right now, let's take a look at the device itself. Taking it off the foam pad, you have your Nuke DNA200 and with the word SBody that is laser etched onto the body itself. The body is made out of aluminum alloy. Dimensions for this is 90 millimeters by 55 millimeters here, and 25 millimeters thick on this side, and it weighs 172 grams, very much lighter compared to, you know, other DNA devices like the VT200, which weighs about 200 grams. So this is a lot lighter. Taking an all-round look right now, very nice in black, very classy. You've got all these chrome accent lines that goes all around, and also right here from the top to the bottom on this side as well. Very nice. You've got very clicky buttons. Love the buttons. Feels really nice when you click it, especially the plus and minus. You've got that, you know, tactile feel to it. And at the bottom here, you've got your micro USB charge port. If you want to charge your device, all you have to do is just get your cable, and you can just plug it in. Get it right side up. Make sure you get it right side up. Push it in, and you can see, you know, it's got a lightning cable over here. That means the device is charging. All right, take that out, and you have your 510 connector here, right here, and in there you've got your 510 pin in brass, and it goes up and down, it pops up and down. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's brass in there. Okay, this is your OLED display screen, which we'll come to shortly. Right underneath, you've also got some, you know, vent holes for your battery. And talking about your battery, if you want to remove your battery to change out the battery in the future, all you got to do is just hold the side, and on this side, just pull it out, and it comes off. All right. As you can see, you can actually remove this. Just be very careful with these little pins here. Don't accidentally bend it or snap it, okay? Because they look pretty fragile in there. Right here, you've got all these screws that hold down the chip, which is inside here. And that's your battery, which, from what I know, is an LG battery, built-in 900 milliamp hours, 3S Lipo polymer battery. So it adds up to 2,700 milliamp hours. Okay, to put it back, just line up these holes here along with these little pins here, these 5 pins, and make sure you're very careful with it. Line them up straight, and then just give it a little bit squeeze, make sure they're in line, and then just close it back. Alright, so once it's popped in, that's your Nuke DNA200, and we're going to check out some settings, basic settings right there. So basically, to lock and unlock the device, you just have to click it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's locked right now. Once it's locked, if you press any button, it's not going to change anything. Nothing's going to happen, okay? Normal stealth mode, if you want it in normal or stealth mode, just, you know, go ahead in lock mode itself. Once you've locked it, just hold down the fire button and the minus button. Hold it down, and it's going to change from normal to stealth mode. Let it go, and then once you unlock it, you know, and click it, right now it's in stealth mode. This is gone, there's no display, but the device actually works. All right, so I want to get it back to normal mode again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then after that, you're going to lock the device. Once it's locked like that, press the top firing button and also the minus button again, and it goes back from stealth to normal mode. Okay, once you let it go, and you can unlock it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see, 30 watts. Once you remove the battery and you put it back, I just noticed that by default it goes to 30 watts. All right, so you can actually bring it down all the way down to 1 watt. Alright, so it goes from 1 watt to 200 watts. I'm going to bring it up just to show you. And that's 200 watt there for you. So, continuing with our settings menu, and if you want to lock this plus and minus, you don't want to accidentally, adjust the wattage by accident, just go to in lock mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, in unlock mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In unlock mode, just press the plus and minus button down together, and right now it's locked. So once you press any of this, it's not going to increase or decrease, but if you click it 2 times, it goes into your profile. Okay, so if you want to set this profile, for those of you who like Tinker, you can go to eScribe software to customize your profile. Alright, so that's it. And besides that, you want to go into temperature control in locked mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get into lock mode. Same thing, press the plus and minus together, hold to change temperature. That's off for you. So right now temperature control is off, and if you click the minus and plus button, there you go. In 600 degrees Fahrenheit goes down to 200 degrees, and right after that it goes to Celsius. So you can have it in Celsius or you can have it in Fahrenheit as well. Okay, in Celsius the temperature is at the bottom, that's what it reads. In the middle there your applied voltage, on the top your resistance. You can actually lock and unlock your resistance as well, and on the left hand side you have got your battery indicator. Just about that. With the settings menu, like I said, I'm gonna go too detailed into it. Besides that, we're going to just match it with some atomizers. Like I'm going to use a 25mm atomizer here, which is the sub tank, and just see whether it fits flush or it's going to have a hangover. I think it's going to fit nice and flush here. So even if you're using a 25mm device, it's going to have just a little bit of, about 1mm or half a millimeter just hanging out at the side here, but other than that, on this side it's all nice and flush. And with a 22mm diameter device or atomizer, this is how it looks like. Very nice. There's the VT200, which looks kind of similar in size, except the VT200 is a little bit taller, putting them right on top. In terms of width, Nuke DNA200 just inches out a little bit, not too much. Okay, thickness, you're about the same, there you go. So that's comparison with the VT200, and with the Snow Wolf. Still, it's a lot shorter than others, but in terms of width it extends out just a tad bit, not very much, but just a couple of millimeters. And by weight, this is a lot lighter than other devices. This only weighs 172.1 grams, whereas other devices like the VT200, for example, weighs about 200 grams, and the Snow Wolf is even much heavier, as we all know. Alright, so basically that, and what else? Output voltage is 0.5 to 9 volts. This of course uses the Evolv DNA200 chipset. Resistance range is from 0.16 to 2 ohms for Kanthal A1 in power mode, and 0.1 to 1 ohms in nickel temperature control. Well, that's it for the Nuke DNA200. Next up, we'll be checking out the Malvinas starter kit. So this is the box that it comes in for the Malvinas Kit. Very standardized packaging. You've got that same shiny effect on top, very grainy, and then you've got your SBody logo here in silver and a little bit reflective, very nice and classy. And you've got the wordings, the future today, and right here there's an extra sticker here that says red, so it tells you the color of your device in there. There are a couple of options that you can have. You can have it in red, black, or even rose gold, and other colors as well. And it says Malvinas 20-watt kit. Like I said, very similar to the other packaging like the Nuke DNA200. You've got your scratch and check authenticity sticker there. Same thing, contents of the package, caution note, address, in China for SBody, and also in Mandarin, couple of phone numbers here, and that's about it. As usual, you have your magnetic flap on the side here, lift it, and you have your device and all the stuff inside, nicely arranged. You've got your tank, your device, and you've also got a spare Pyrex glass tank, which will take a look right now. Nice and thick glass tank. In case you break your glass on the atomizer, you can actually replace it with this, and also 2 stock coils, spare coils. They're actually organic cotton coils rated at 2.2 ohms each. I'm just going to take out one of the coils, let you have a look. Nice silicone O-ring on top to prevent leaking, and you've got the juice holes right here. It doesn't, state how many ohms there is. It's just an empty shell like that. And right here you've got an O-ring in rubber to prevent short. You've got your air holes here, and that's about it. Very simple. And this is your micro USB charger for you to charge your device. By the way, this device comes with a built-in battery rated at 1300 milliamp hours, and that's your instruction guide. Now, putting the box aside right now, we have the instruction guide in Mandarin over here. On the flip side, of course, it's in English. Very brief instruction guide, and like I said, enough to get you going. Alright, so let's take a look at the mod right now. This is the Malvinas mod. Getting up a little bit closer so that you can have a better view of it. The finishing on top is nice and smooth, very beautiful. And this is supposed to be red, but somehow, it's always the case, red, and it ends up looking pinkish. Right, so there you go. You've got the firing button right there, triangular, nice clicky button, and also you've got the up and down button. This is 74.8 by 35, which is from here to this end, and 25.8 from this end to this end. All right, so that's the dimensions. Made out of aluminum alloy and also stainless steel. The stainless steel is for the bottom cover and the top cover, so it's a little bit harder when it comes to the strength of the metal, so that when you screw your tank down, if it's aluminum, it's going to cause a dent, and it's a softer metal. So they've got the top and the bottom in stainless steel. Apart from that, underneath you've got SBody and also your hex screws holding down the cover to the bottom. All right, there are no vent holes because it doesn't require vent holes. It's only 20 watts, and basically just that. You've got your 510 here with air channels in case you want to use a different tank with bottom air feed, and your 510 pin in there in brass, and as usual it's got a nice tension to it. This is a spring loaded 510. Okay, next we're going to show you is how to turn it on. 5 clicks to turn it on. 1 2 3 4 5, and it shows SBody and goes into the main display screen. 1 2 3 4 5 to turn it off as well. Let's turn it back on. 1 2 3 4 5 shows you SBody, and also besides that, you want to turn it to left or right mode. All you got to do is just hold the plus and the minus button for 2 seconds, both together. Goes into left mode. Click it again, right mode, holding these 2 buttons down at the same time. And then after that, if you click it, the fire button 3 times, 1 2 3, goes into your puff counter, telling you how many puffs you've already taken, and back to your normal display screen. If you want to adjust the wattage, you can either do it 1 watt at a time, all the way down to 2 watts, I think, and yep, you can do it 1 click at a time. Or if you'd like to, you can actually just hold down the either up or down button, either one of it, hold it for 2 seconds, and it'll automatically scroll. Right, so there you go. Down, just hold it for 2 seconds, automatically scroll. If you want to stop it, just click any button and it'll stop. Alright, so that's how you do the settings menu. Basically, just about that. It's a very simple, basic device, the Malvinas mod here. Coming up next, we'll just take a look at the Malvinas tank right here. Or I'd like to call it the claramizer because it doesn't include an RBA section. Being a starter kit, and you've got your drip tip here, glass drip tip to keep the heat away from your lips, stainless steel at the base here, which looks really nice, very classy. And you've got 2 O-rings there to hold it down nice and snug, and that's the size of the bore from the chimney. Small, giving you a nice tight draw there. And you've got these knurlings here for you to turn so you can get a good grip of it. Your Cyclops style airflow control, which is not too big, just nice. I think it's about 2 millimeters in height, and all across the way here about 4 to 5 millimeters. Okay, you've got 2 on each side, and turn it. remove this anti-clockwise, unscrew it, and this is a top fill. You've got two, kidney shaped holes there, which is to fill your juice. One hole to fill it and the other one for air to escape. Center shaft in there in the middle. Opening up some more. Hold it nicely in your hands and just take it off, and you've got an O-ring holding up against the glass and also the base there to make sure there's no leaking coming out from the bottom. All right, remove this. It's not threaded, by the way. You've got to just, it's better just if you have something, just push it and let it pop out. Another O-ring there on the top. Just take a look at this, and this is very, very interesting. It's got a spiral going on in there, so to create that vortex effect so that you can get great flavor out of this. And you can remove this as well, unscrew it anti-clockwise, and this is the chimney shaft that you have with the spiral. So like I said, you get better flavor out of this, with your air going in there, swirling around and right to your drip tip. And the bottom here, you have the base. This is your stock coil. I measured this, and this rated, I think, around 1.8 ohms. Same thing, using organic cotton. And the bottom contact in there. Well, basically that's about it. To get it back and change your coil, all you got to do is to remove it and then put a fresh coil in there, and then you get your chimney, push this back, screw it back on again, get your tank, and make sure you have your O-ring always in there seated. And when you're cleaning the device, make sure you don't lose the O-ring because they drop out easily. And right here you have the top section. Just put it down and screw it back, and it's all assembled. Get your juice, fill it up from the side here, put on the top cap here, and you're all ready to vape. Let's take a look and see how nice it goes with the Malvinas mod as well. So once you've attached it, it sits nice and flush, beautiful. Alright guys, so welcome back to FaceTime, and time to give you my thoughts on the Nuke DNA200 and also the Malvinas Kit as well. But first, let's start off with the Nuke DNA200. This is going to be quick. Absolutely no complaints on this. It's a simple and practical device, nothing extraordinary, but it's built well and performs like a dream. The fact that that you've got an Evolv DNA200 chipset inside, the performance is just there. It's stellar, okay? And for those of you who would like to tinker around, you want to do self-customization, you've got the eScribe software, so go ahead, go for it, okay? Looks wise can be subjective, and eventually it comes down to individual preferences. Some like the accent lines, some don't like the accent lines, so each to his own, like I would say, So for me, I kind of like the chrome accent lines on it. It sort of like gives it that signature look, something like the VT200 where you have the stripes in the middle. So from afar you see somebody carrying that, hey, that's a VT200. Same with this, you see the accent line, hey, that's a Nuke DNA200 for sure. Only thing that you have to keep in mind with this Nuke DNA200 is, in the future, when you want to replace the battery, you've got to be very, very careful with those pins at the bottom there. They can be quite fragile. So when you're replacing the battery, you want to make sure you're slotting, the battery pack very nicely, properly back into the device before you push it in, okay? You don't want to accidentally break one of those pins, okay? Take care of the device and it'll take care of you. My conclusion, before I conclude, let me take a vape first. Performs. So definitely 2 thumbs up from me for the design, the ergonomics, and also the build quality, and not forgetting the performance as well. The other thing that I also, before I conclude, I found out is that if this uses the same chipboard with the DNA200 by VaporShark, then you probably got 2M charging capabilities in there. So that's the Nuke DNA200 for you. We're going to move on to the Malvinas Kit set, or rather starter kit, or Malvinas Kit, to what they'd like to call it, and I'll give you my 2 cents worth. Is another lovely kit to have, either for new vapors or for experienced vapors, for someone who just want a small, stealthy, basic device, does the job, and that's it, and a tank to go with it as well, okay? Not sure if this is actually smaller than the macro, but the shape of it, the triangular shape of it, is rather unique and it is nice to hold. And it's just very sad that I've got a red one here which looks like a pink one. I'd rather have it in black. It's more macho at least. Anyway, that aside, just a note though, if you're going to be using the Malvinas mod, okay, with other tanks of your own, the recommended coil resistance should be between 0.5 to about 1.5 ohms, all right? But if your coil resistance is going to be between 1.6 to 4 ohms, I don't think you're going to coil something at 4 ohms. Anyway, if within those range or that range, you may not be getting your full 40 watts for a fact that, or rather 20 watts, because the maximum output is only 5.5 volts. But otherwise, you know, this is a sweet little setup to carry around. I like it. I've been using it. Nice, even though it's pink, or rather looks pink. Really tiny, and the body technology is by CNC processing for high dimensional accuracy. Top and bottom, as you can see, is stainless steel. So if it's aluminum, think, you know, when you screw down the tank, because the metal is softer, it might dent the tank. So it's nice and it fits really well. The top and bottom cover that is stainless steel. Okay, price wise, let's get with the pricing. I tried to search, you know, Google search this, but I couldn't get anywhere that is selling the Nuke DNA200. And only one place that I found that is retailing the Malvinas Kit, which is from Fast Tech, and this is going for $40-20 US. You know, includes the free shipping as well, and it comes in a few colors like black, champagne, red, and also gunmetal. So far, I tried to help you get the pricing away. You can get one. I couldn't. Okay, so maybe in the future, if I do see any, I'll just leave links in the description box to help you out, to guide you where you can buy one. Okay, but otherwise, if it's not too expensive, especially with the Nuke DNA200, well, I would say it's value for the buck. I mean, build quality and everything, like I say, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up, and so is this as well. It's great for new vapors. You want something small, you want a tight draw, you don't want, you know, something too airy. You want to sort of like mimic, mimic this according to like a cigarette. Well, this is it. Okay, so that's it for me for the Malvinas Kit and also the Nuke DNA200. Until I talk to you again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and God bless. Bye for now.